sitcom Grace Under Fire.
Bedtime.
How come I go to sleep when I'm not tired?
Because whether you're tired or not has nothing to do with it, honey. You go to bed when Mama's tired.
As the main star, Butler took home around $250,000 per episode. But her struggle with substance use disorder eventually contributed to the series getting the axe in 1998. Since then, Butler has come under financial fire, admittedly making careless decisions that ate up most of her net worth.
This is so dramatic, but I felt like my soul was leaving before. I knew I was probably going to die. It wasn't what it should have been, which is losing my terrific husband, getting fired.
Although she made a return to the small screen, taking up recurring roles in How to Get Away with Murder and The Walking Dead, things don't seem to have gotten any better. In 2021, Butler became so broke that she nearly lost her apartment and hesitantly set up a GoFundMe page in order to save it. Sinbad. Comedian and actor Sinbad first gained popularity on the TV series A Different World before landing his own sitcom, The Sinbad Show.
Come on, man. We're a team, right, man? Always been a team. When something good happened to me, something good happened to you, right? Team, brother. Don't leave me hanging, brother. Come on.
I honestly think it's kind of like risky to name the show after literally yourself. I think it's kind of risky. It's kind of narcissistic to a degree. Only a few comedians have gotten away with this. I think George Lopez and Martin. I think those are the only two that actually got away with that shit. But like, unless I'm thinking of I'm not thinking of anyone else. But like, I think those are the only two I think I can remember that named themselves as their titular characters and the titles of the title, and then still was able to be successful for a good amount of years. So like, yeah. Whenever they name themselves, I don't think the show's gonna do well. Okay, let me see. Christian movie. Both I watched them on Netflix. You watch? Oh, okay, both of them. Okay.
Although the series was canceled after one season, Sinbad went on to film multiple stand-up specials and appeared in a host of movies and TV shows. But as his star power kept rising, so did his spending, up to the point that it exceeded his income. And it certainly didn't help that he kept defaulting on his tax payments, ultimately accruing a tax debt of $2.5 million. In 2013, Sinbad filed for bankruptcy, declaring that he was $11 million in the hole with only $16,000 in monthly income.
I'm not even ashamed. When the bankruptcy hit me, people looked at me like, look at you. I said, bro, look at my life. You can look at me. You ain't never seen Sinbad with something that he wasn't supposed to have. I helped a lot of people in my life. I pushed a lot of people forward in my life.
Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes spent 4 years on the Nickelodeon sketch series All That before landing her own spin-off, The Amanda Show.
Hello, I am Judge Trudy. Now,
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
Against your parents.
Sure do, Judge Trudy. His complaint is ridiculous.
Did I tell you it was your turn to speak, mister? I can't keep my mouth shut.
By the 2000s, she was already a teen idol, racking up credits like What a Girl Wants and Hairspray. But things soon took a downturn. Bynes faced a tough battle with substance use disorder and found herself in a rabbit hole of legal trouble. With roles drying up and so many court cases piling, it became easy for money to go down the drain.
Then she started making headlines for all the wrong reasons. A series of driving violations, disturbing tweets, even a hospitalization under a psychiatric hold.
Even worse, she was placed under a conservatorship and lost control of her finances. Bynes seems to be getting her life back on track, however, as she has maintained a long streak of sobriety and had her conservatorship ended in 2022. Gary Coleman. For his role as Arnold Jackson on the NBC sitcom Different Strokes, Gary Coleman was, at one time, receiving the biggest salary for any child actor on the small screen.
Get a load of super mouse.
Watch it, Vernon. The last dude who talked to me like that, I laserized his nose.
But after Different Strokes came to an end in 1986, Coleman realized that his parents, who had been overseeing his finances, had grossly mismanaged it. In 1989, he filed a lawsuit against them, as well as a financial advisor, and was awarded $1.28 million in restitution.
In the end, when he went to court to compel that accounting, he found that after everyone else was paid, there was almost nothing left for him.
You were fleeced.
Pretty much.
However, the roles seemed to dry up as Coleman grew older, leading him to file for bankruptcy in 1999. He reportedly battled with multiple health and legal issues later in life, and passed away in 2010 after falling down and suffering a brain bleed.
I just hope Gary's happy and, he's in a better place and he's not suffering anymore.
We all suspect that this lady killed this man. We all think she did it. Let's just call it. We all think she has something to do with that fall, but something. The way she just like acts, it just comes to me like, I don't know, because she knew if he died, she still benefit from the bullshit. So it's like, we all know, like, we all got a feeling. We can't prove it, but
anymore.
MC Hammer. Over the span of a decade, MC Hammer became the quintessential rags to riches and back to rags Hollywood story. After releasing 2 moderately successful albums, Hammer achieved worldwide fame with his hit
Rick
single
said
You
Rick
Can't
has
Touch
correctly
This from
joined
his
the
3rd
channel.
studio album. At the time, Hammer's net worth was valued at over $33 million by Forbes. This seemingly overnight wealth was soon sucked up by his lavish spending, extravagant mansion, and numerous dependents.
Everybody knew that I had 200 employees. It wasn't no secret. So what you think, I was paying them in hamburgers?
By 1996, Hammer's musical success had plummeted, and he had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, as he was over $13 million in debt. The California rapper never quite recovered from his fall, despite a few comeback attempts.
Mr. Devil, can you give me a sign? He said, throw the rock up, that's one of mine, let's go.
Dennis Rodman. As a professional basketball player, Dennis Rodman became world famous for his insane skills on the court, as well as his controversial persona. Rodman retired from the NBA in 2006 and also performed as a wrestler, actor, and reality TV star. Rodman's journey to penury began in the mid-2000s when he...
I didn't know this bro was a fucking... I know he's a lot of things, but I didn't know he was a wrestler. I didn't know he wrestled. I know he probably made a guest star, but I didn't know he wrestles. Like a thing. Is that a thing? Was that always a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. What the fuck? What the hell? I never knew that was a thing. What the hell? That's crazy. That was always a thing? What the fuck? What is this? Get rid of this. I don't need this. Okay, let me see. Alright, it's good. Okay, that's fine.
He became involved with the con woman, Peggy Ann Fulford. Fulford posed as a financial advisor and was able to scam Rodman, as well as multiple other athletes, of millions.
Peggy King, a.k.a. Fulford, befriended them, promised to safeguard their finances, and then cheated them out of millions of dollars.
She was caring and loving, but then also just robbing them blind.
This ate into his finances so much that he could barely afford to make his child and spousal support payments. After Fulford was convicted, Rodman was awarded over $1 million in restitution, which admittedly he most likely will never get. T-Pain. Since bursting onto the scene in 2005, T-Pain has racked up a slew of hit singles and accumulated a fortune of over $40 million. However, instead of making wise financial investments, he bought a massive house and a $2.1 million Bugatti, which he later sold off for just $800,000.
And then I was like, hey, since I got this Bugatti, I need another house. I can probably take this one. These people just moved out of a house that's literally connected to my house. So,
It certainly didn't take too long for that bank account to go low, low, low. By 2019, the Buy You a Drink singer was left with no option but to file for bankruptcy protection. He did win the first season of The Masked Singer the same year, and things seem to be looking up for T-Pain nowadays. Todd Herzog. Prior to being cast on the 15th season of Survivor, Todd Herzog traveled across America as a flight attendant for SkyWest Airlines. His highly calculated run on the show culminated in him winning the season and taking home the $1 million cash prize at just 22 years old.
Winner of Survivor China.
But while he triumphed on the screen, Herzog's entire fortune was in jeopardy as he was struggling with alcohol use disorder.
It wasn't until
It always falls back to substance abuse most cases. Because the substance abuse always comes from, like, either what form of drugs or, like, drinking. It always ends up fucking everyone up. All the time. Like, all the time, sorry, was a thing. Yeah, it always was. I think it's still going. I don't know. I think it's still going. I think.
about 30 days into treatment, then I realized exactly how bad I was.
And you had no recollection of being on the Dr. Phil show.
I remember about this much.
After seeking professional help, Herzog was able to turn his life around. He has since attained sobriety and now lives a rather quiet life with his husband, Jess Hermanson.
We had the Dolphins help me propose to this beautiful man, Jess.
Fantasia. This North Carolina singer and actress was propelled to stardom after winning the 3rd season of American Idol in 2004.
The winner of American Idol 2004 is Fantasia Barrino.
Her first ever single, I Believe, went straight to #1 in the US and Canada, and her debut album was certified platinum. Things seemed to be off to a good start for Fantasia, but due to her sole breadwinner status among her siblings, mother, and daughter, and the declining sales of her second album, she soon found herself struggling. Her $1.1 million house was set to be auctioned off to cover an unpaid loan. In an interview with Oprah, Fantasia owned up to her mistakes, blaming her misfortune on her financial decisions and inability to say no.
I put your picture on my mirror. Start to blush when somebody says your name.
In 2023, she announced her return to school after dropping out as a teen. Gary Busey. Once upon a time, Gary Busey was a mainstream Hollywood star. The Texas actor gained national attention for his leading performance in the 1978 biofilm The Buddy Holly Story, which earned him an Oscar nomination.
All my life, I've been away. Not there'll be no hell taking no boy.
He followed this up with starring roles in movies like Lethal Weapon and Point Break, which were certified box office hits.
Listen, you snot-nosed little shit! I was taking shrapnel and K-Sod while you were crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face!
His financial downturn came in 1988 when Busey was involved in a serious motorcycle accident that left him with permanent brain damage. The once bankable Hollywood player became erratic on and off camera and soon struggled to find roles in movies and TV shows.
My brain got altered in a way that's not normal. And I have a different way of looking at things and feeling things, and I know how special life is.
With most of his money gone and not enough coming in, Busey had to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in 2012.
Morgan said is that Kevin Bacon.
No, it's not Kevin Bacon. Oh
Widely
God.
regarded as the queen of...
No, it's not Kevin Bacon. It's Actually, you know what?
That said WTH is bro doing.
What? What? Oh, what? I'm doing background. Wait, I don't draw just bitches all the time. What the fuck? You guys don't look at my art to know. The fuck do you think I'm doing?
of rap, Lil Kim inspired a generation of rappers with her music and has sold upwards of 30 million singles globally. Life really was all about the Benjamins for the hip-hop star. However, following dwindling album
Aaron
sales
Pinard said hi.
in 2005, Lil Kim found herself in a free fall. In 2018, she declared bankruptcy, claiming to be about $4 million in debt, with unpaid taxes and mortgage loans taking up a large chunk of that figure. In order to pay off her debt, the Queen Bee's
Aaron
$2.3
Pinard
million
said I
mansion
think
was
brothers drawing or
auctioned off, with
SNTH.
the opening bid being $100. Yep, you heard that right.
Hey, yo, shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lethal? I'll be undressed in the bra all see-through.
Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger became a Hollywood fixture for her notable femme fatale
Aaron
roles
Pinard
throughout
said
the
I'd
80s
toe.
and 90s.
Merry Christmas to you, officer. That obvious, huh?
It's practically stamped on your forehead.
But at the height of her acting career, Basinger faced multiple setbacks that severely impacted her finances.
Tell me, what do you know about?
I don't know anything about Batman.
First, she paid $20 million to acquire a small town in her home state of Georgia, an investment that backfired tremendously. Next, she backed out of
Morgan,
the
I
doomed
said
movie
bro is
Boxing
drawing.
Helena,
Bro is drawing
for
a
which
background
she
for a
was sued
study.
and forced to pay millions of dollars to the studio. This resulted in her filing for bankruptcy. To top it all off, her marriage to Alec Baldwin ended in a messy divorce that reportedly cost the Oscar-winning actress another few $million.
You know, we're all fine. We all get along, whatever. But he's a challenge. I mean, come on.
She never quite recovered financially. Toni Braxton. For someone like Toni Braxton, who's sold more than 70 million records worldwide, it's hard to imagine how she could go bankrupt twice. Just 2 years after her smash hit, Unbreak My Heart, Braxton found herself in dire straits and had to declare bankruptcy. While her music generated millions, Braxton barely got any of it due to specific clauses in her recording contract.
170 million in sales, and you got $1,972? Is that right?
That's right. That's true.
She managed to dig herself out of that hole, but ended up filing for bankruptcy again in 2010 after her Vegas residency was canceled due to her health issues. But just like the Phoenix, she was able to rise from her financial ashes and has since produced and starred in the successful reality series Braxton Family Values.
No one did anything for me. My family wasn't my people that I love, because when you're being inducted into something, you call the people close to you.
Right.
But everybody bailed on me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Burt Reynolds.
Oh, I love your suits. It must be a bitch getting a size 68 extra fat.
Hollywood legend Burt Reynolds was a top box office draw in the late 70s and early 80s, but he gradually lost his bankability as the years progressed. This, coupled with his costly divorce from Lonnie Anderson and
looking at Burt Reynolds now, I kind of realized that this dude kind of looks kind of like Pedro Pascal to a degree. I didn't notice how much he looks like Pedro Pascal to this point, but now I can see it. Like, yeah, I don't really like that very much, but okay.
And some poor investment choices led to the actor filing for bankruptcy in 1996. He made a career comeback soon after with Boogie Nights in 1997, which earned him a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination.
Jack Warner, filmmaker.
Really?
Yeah, I make adult films, exotic pictures.
By 2014, Reynolds was auctioning off personal items and memorabilia, which rekindled news of bankruptcy.
In 2014, he auctioned his most iconic belongings, the canoe from Deliverance, the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit, and his 1998 Golden Globe for Boogie Nights.
Until his death in 2018, Reynolds lived at his Florida estate, which once faced foreclosure, but was then bought by his neighbor, who let him live on the property at a low cost. Which of these downfalls is the most tragic? Let us know in the comments.
I never saw anybody enjoy themselves as much as Burt did, so, I think he's probably still enjoying himself.
It is what it is, so Alright, so let me see what we have here. Let me see what we have here. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, that looks disgusting. What the fuck? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Defending touching video from journal. 24. Why Gen Z is aging terribly. I will play that, but dude use hard R every time, so I can't. That's gonna get me in trouble, so I can't watch him. No. The only thing is hit Steam now. What? Okay, let's hear about this. This is actually important. So,
amidst the myriad of problems that are plaguing entertainment in general, from activism to ridiculously overpriced
Dear Art said, hey, waving hand emoji.
there has been another increasingly worrying development, and that is censorship. I'm sure you're aware of how companies have begun to censor the internet, how places like the UK are already all but censoring down to their molecular levels with really no signs of stopping. Well, now things have gotten worse, and it's kind of crazy how this is all going down. So recently, Visa posted a job position on LinkedIn that raised a ton of eyebrows.
This disease was...
I think I should just read you what the post says, because it's kind of crazy, but here it
wait a second, before I go into this, what is this?
It's rare around the world, but is now endemic to California. What is it? These are little parasites known as Trypanosoma cruzi. They cause Chagas disease. They're protozoans, meaning that they're single-celled, they're smaller than human cells, and this is the start of their problem. T. cruzi spends part of its life in the gut of kissing bugs. It grows and multiplies here. When the kissing bug bites a human, it takes a blood meal. You think you do, but you don't always notice when you're getting bit. And meal means that it's eating. And when it's eating, it'll also defecate right on the wound. And because the T. cruzi is in the bug's gut, it transfers from the feces into the bloodstream. Now it's in the human body. But this isn't the only way. Sometimes someone who got the bug's waste on their hand scratches their eye, or they eat food that had kissing bug feces on it, or they get a blood transfusion from someone who's infected, or an organ transplant from an infected person, or share needles with an infected person, or mom has it and passes it down to baby. The initial infection is the immune system reaction, so you get swelling and redness. It might feel like the flu, and it kind of sucks, but it goes away. But sometimes there's no symptoms at all. After that initial infection, the parasite disappears from the blood. They're only in cells now, so blood tests may not detect it. They'll multiply slowly. Years and decades pass. There's no symptoms, and everything seems fine until nothing is fine. T. cruzi replicates inside and destroys the heart, ending in heart failure. The heart rhythm will be thrown off, and blood clots will form. Some patients can control this with medicines, but others will need a heart transplant. T. cruzi can also replicate inside the GI tract and block flow. The scariest part is that for many, many years, people have no symptoms and don't even know that they have Chagas disease. The good news is that we have medicines for this. It even works if you can't detect the parasite in your blood. But the bad news is we can't detect the parasite in many people's blood. But we know that a lot of people have it, and the kissing bugs have slowly made their way north. So how do you prevent this? In the endemic...
Why the fuck are you calling it the kissing bug? I don't understand this. Why are you calling it that? I don't know, that's weird. What the fuck? Okay, ew, okay, where's the inside of death located? We'll see mostly in Africa.
Areas, Central and South America and Southern United States. Stay in well-built hotels and houses to limit contact with kissing bugs. Sleep under bed nets where this is a problem. Wear clothing that covers all of your skin to not get bug bites. And avoid eating salads, raw vegetables, unpeeled fruits, and unpasteurized fruit juices while in those places. The late life version of yourself will thank you.
So, like, it says that it's...
While in the...
Yellow means 900 to... It's in Africa. Oh, in South America. Okay. It says there's 90 to almost a million in America. What the fuck? What the hell? That's crazy. They say into the body, but the human cannot detect it. Yeah, pretty much. I think it's because the way it bites the individual, why they are kissing. No. It bites the individual, but it puts feces in your where it bites, I think. And then it has like this parasite that's in the feces that gets in your bloodstream. And then when it finally passes or goes away, it's in your cells or some shit. Or some insane shit like that. Oh man, that is annoying.
Gaming is no longer just play, it's culture, community, and commerce. Gen Z and Gen Alpha spend more time gaming than any other media. At Visa, our mission is to uplift everyone everywhere by being the best way to pay and be paid. Now we're bringing that purpose into the gaming ecosystem.
Mike, you can hear me, right?
Global gaming partnerships, you'll lead the charge in building transformative collaborations with publishers, platforms, leagues, and creators, reimagining how payments power the future of play. This role is about
Mike has said yeah.
partnerships. It's about building global strategies that unlock new opportunities for players and partners alike. Driving innovation where gaming and commerce collide, and championing economic empowerment in one of the fastest growing cultural movements on the planet. If you're passionate about gaming, inspired by culture, and ready to make an impact on a global stage, we want you on our team. So, this role, this director of global
Morgan I said hello Mike, hello
a lot
Dio.
of people understandably worried. Because effectively what the job post was saying here from the VP of Visa was that the job wasn't necessarily about just handling money. No, instead it was about influencing the culture and the ways that people engage with products and buying them. They mean censorship, guys. This job description clearly defines that Visa wants to become a wall, so to speak, a filter even between what you can buy and what you are allowed to engage with. Here's another picture of this so-called director of global gaming partnerships, and again, both of these images that you've seen so far have been scrubbed from the internet, by the way. So why is that? Well, because they showed their hand, and they thought they could delete it in time, but the internet is faster than most, thankfully. And now in the United Kingdom at least, the OSA, or Online Safety Act, has now hit Steam. And the results are definitely not good, let's just say that. As seen here, the OSA will now influence every fabric of Steam for UK players going forward. And if you enjoy the content, consider doing all the YouTube stuff, from liking the video, subscribing, and more. It helps immensely. But as it states here in Valve's section called Why We Use This Process, basically Ofcom, which runs the UK's online censorship nonsense, is demanding that everyone who engages with mature content must verify themselves through a credit card of their own. This is done because credit cards, obviously, can only be obtained once you hit 18 years old, making you legal, so to speak. But this throws another big wrench in the system that we also need to talk about, as GameSpot reports here. Steam now requires a credit card to verify your age when viewing mature games in the United Kingdom. This now throws another huge wrench in the online system, because now mature games, which are games obviously rated 18 and up, will now be censored and not be available for purchase and even viewed by users that are verified under the age of 18. This will severely impact the player counts and visibility of many core franchises. Most notably, actually, let's just bring up Call of Duty. Because as seen here on the ESRB website, Call of Duty is labeled M for mature. It says 17 plus years wise is required. But even then, this also cuts off many players below the ages of 17 even that can access Warzone, or Call of Duty in general, in the UK going forward. Warzone obviously is free to play, and its player numbers are very dependent on people from all age brackets playing and accessing the game. This will mean the Online Safety Act has officially censored and blocked Warzone from UK players below the ages of 17, which is, yeah, a lot of people. But this won't be the only game affected, since a little game is coming out next year that will surely make a big splash called Grand Theft Auto 6. Maybe you heard of it. And that game too will be 18 plus, clearly for adult themes and violence, which means that Rockstar just lost a large player base in the UK due to these Online Safety Acts, who legitimately cannot access this this game even if they want to now. I mean, that wouldn't even be all. Think about it. With this in place, now players on Steam under the ages of 18, they can't even access, say, Battlefield 6 when it launches next month either. A major blow to not only EA's mega in the making blockbuster hit, but also just the longevity of many online games in general. I know some will say, who cares? It's only the United Kingdom, but the UK is like the beta testing phase for the rest of the world. The people there get all the nonsense early until it's fine-tuned, and then it's made more available worldwide. So this will come for other digital storefronts and countries in due time. Don't worry, it will. Even starting next year, as also seen here, Xbox will also be adopting these very similar Online Safety Act laws as Steam has as well. Then it will come to PlayStation and so on.
Are you kidding me?
Effectively censoring.
Oh my god, why is this censorship thing just coming out of nowhere? Why is this happening all at once? There is something going on. I think it has to do with the fucking aliens. Or the Epstein. Or fucking Diddy. Or some shit like that. This has to do with something. What the fuck?
Don't worry, if someone can't get something legally, they'll find a loophole or sell the Red Seas and no one gets money.
You're right.
Mass amounts of games in an instant by
you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? You know why there's so much censorship, and I'm starting to realize it more and more? I think what it is like, because a bunch of people are moving away from, like, majority of, like, 80% of most people have moved away from cable, right? It's the people, the dinosaur media, who's usually it was controlling of that. I think now the government has moved into the internet. Like, now, don't get me wrong, they've been part of the internet, but they are now noticing the internet for what it is. I think that's what's happening. Because more people are not watching TV, that's why YouTube is paving the way for Hollywood to come in and make everything corporate for them. I think that's what's happening. Not Dan Xbox, yes. I think that's what's happening. Because a lot of people, remember in the 2010s or so, or
Mike Kaz asks, is your canvas not showing?
Oh no, I'm not showing the canvas right now. Sorry, I have the thing down. I'm trying to look at something. It's right here. I think what's happening to a degree is where, because back then, if I remember, if you said you was a YouTuber in the 2010s or so, people laugh at you. Like, if you said you was a famous person from YouTube and only just YouTube or even Instagram, people just look at you like, that don't mean nothing. I don't know what that is, right? It was at that point where having millions of subscribers and followers didn't really mean much to the average person who's not on the internet or didn't know much about, YouTube, right? And because they didn't know anything about, like, YouTube and subscribers, and people slowly, progressively started learning these things within the 2010s. And I think people like Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and then the gaming front, the gaming front and the streaming front became more prevalent as time went by, right? And now, because these people are more prominent in the internet space, right? They have influence. And then the influencer thing came in. And then everyone who had a niche or audience could wipe out your entire business if some bullshit happens, right? So, like, if you're a person who's a makeup person, who does makeup, and you had a bad, like, experience with a company that gave you just a bad experience, and you was a very, like, petty and vindictive individual, you could say, hey, audience, let's give them, like, a bad rating on their whatever. And then a bunch of them will do that because you gave the say-so. Because, like, they're your favorite, artist or, content creator, whatever the niche is. And then a bunch of brainless people would literally listen to that one person who don't do nothing for them other than make content for free. And then they'll take that as a form of influence and run to the company. Whether they knew what the company was about or not, they will do it. Because as soon as that happens, well, they will just literally attack the company. Company will lose, like, money and stocks and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So this is why these companies come to these influencers like me and others and ask them to show off their products. And then, because we have influence on whatever audience that we have cultivated. So that's where this is coming from, because now they notice that political streamers, mainly them, are more of a problem than someone who's playing video games, right? Because like you could be like an Asmongold, or he goes between political and video game stuff, but like if you're like a Hassan Piker and you're talking about crazy, insane stuff that falls into the rhetoric of like government stuff and blah blah blah, that could be a problem, right? That needs to be regulated. But someone like a Asmongold or a Jack Dorothy or any of these people playing video games or just doing stupid antics, it's not on the same level as like a Hassan.
Brightroclose says, "Good afternoon, everyone."
So that's what I'm starting to realize. And then because of that, because more people are listening to their favorite influencer / political streamer or whatever the fuck, the government has come to that realization that no one's watching TV. Because if no one's watching TV, no one's listening to us. If no one's listening to us, they're probably on the internet. So what did the government say? There's a 80% amount of people on the internet, on the average. Maybe we should look into that now. You know what I'm saying? And then they come in with the whole like, remember, most of it is control, and most of it is to sell products or get money out of you. Because they learned this from Jeff Bezos, but the whole like Amazon thing and how they can figure out what you want and algorithmics and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they learned this over time, and then they use what they had to, shove-horn theirself into the ecosphere of the internet. I think that's what's happening. That's why this is such a ruthless, like coming out of nowhere thing, because now they have come to the conclusion like, you know what? Maybe we should like put some real estate into this now, like real estate, not being we're on the internet, we know it exists. No, we're moving in. We're moving into your YouTubes, your Twitches, your Steams, your whatever platform. We're taking away your TikTok too. So like, I think that's what's happening. Because remember, TikTok was just
said hi.
TikTok was meant to just be a dancing app or some shit like that. It used to be called Musical.ly. You never thought TikTok or Musical.ly at the time was going to be as big as, well, what it cultivated into TikTok to be. So that's what I'm thinking. That's playing dirty. Okay. All right. No, I don't do that. Let me see. I think it's more dangerous.
CUTEART said, how are you?
Mike
Kess
I'm
said,
doing well.
hi,
How about you?
Q-Dart.
So that's what I'm thinking is happening here, because it just seems too much. And then with the UK Act, I think they're just capitalizing it faster than the US, and US is just kind of like,
CUTEART said, face red heart shape, face red heart shape,
Hey,
face red
Q-Dart,
heart
what's
shape,
going
face
on?
red heart shape.
I think it's more dangerous that they are making everything political. They are brainwashing people to think political. They are
Susie said hi.
thing. If it's okay to be political once in a while, but I question if they're doing it to make political starts fights. Well, starting fights causes conflict brings money, because if a conflict comes, there's a solution to fix.
CUTEART said, oh, I love your tuber character.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, I have to go sleep. The perfected experiment hits. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope I get this perspective isotope artwork out of the way. I've seen shit where they can get a hold of platforms and they will bribe a person to sell shit, and then they'll never intend to buy. Well,
It's to force behaviors onto players. That
CUTEART said, by my. Susie said, BTW, I love the King of drawing. D.
Across the spectrum too. The fact that the visa job application for a director of gaming uses keywords like
oh wait, that was Susie. I thought that was Susie for a split second. I wanted to, Mike, if we can run
said,
into.
Sorry about that. Q-Dart Nightbot doesn't like all caps and emoji spamming.
Yeah,
Like
sorry
3
about
or
that.
more.
But if we can find Susie, I want to give her.
AJ Ritchie says, "You da real art."
So just to let you know, hopefully.
like Transform, Leading the Charge, or Driving Innovation in the gaming landscape are damning.
Hello, AJ.
The point here is to ensure the status quo spreads across everything, making the entire gaming sphere compliant to these laws. And as seen here from LinkedIn, Alfie Brody, who posted that job application originally, now has no posts on LinkedIn. Wow, imagine that. It's as if he deleted his mask-off job application to form a team that controls the behaviors and censors people they don't like or agree with through money transactions globally.
Susie's
so the point
here.
of this is that
Susie? Susie, is that you? Oh, speak of the devil. Susie, I'm gonna send you the... I can't mail you the picture, but I will definitely send you the picture of the Kinger. I know you paid for it, so I'm gonna send you a picture of it, and then it'll be part of a video. I'll also give you praise for it, for, you know, buying. So just be clear on that.
Mike has said, yep, that's the same Susie. That was an easy assignment.
Yep, that was easy. Good job, Mike. Good job, Mikey.
Partnerships with places like Ofcom and the OSA want to influence gaming culture. This is like Sweet Baby Inc.,
but on a global level. The
final boss of
Sweet Babies, if you will. We all successfully pushed back against SBI and all of the woke content, if you will, for years, and we did win a big victory last year. But what that did was show these companies that the power was not in their hands, but really the players. And the idea now, as far as I can tell, is they want to ensure that you never have the ability to avoid their moronic takes or their ideology pushes, and they also want to tie that to the financial level.
Susie said, do you know what Hollow Knight is?
No matter the platform. Yes, this will only cause people to rebel more. Many likely will just revert back to older games on systems not connected to the internet, either to avoid all of this entirely. And I mean, why would you? As seen here from PC Gamer earlier this year, a staggering 92% of PC players are playing older games instead, and the majority of Steam users are clearly sick of this nonsense, and rightfully so. And of that 92%, as Game Rant also reports here, as you can see, 67%
Mike has said yes, and it's one of my favorite games.
Games that are released from 2019 at the earliest. So people are becoming increasingly sick of the censorship and laws and the ideology that is plaguing many newer games, and you really can't blame them. But with the decline of physical game media in general, it also then allows these types to invoke laws upon players. If every game is digital, then these laws are also easier to implement and enforce too. Some are attempting to push back, like in Canada with the E-6698 Consumer Protection Petition, which was started to push back against MasterCard, Visa, and more, in implementing their laws that have become the norm in the UK already. So if you're Canadian, you can sign this petition, by the way. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Just scroll down to the bottom of the petition, and then you can sign it yourselves. But you have only until October 25th, 2025 to sign this petition before it closes forever. As seen here in the petition, they detail how these companies and such have clearly...
Susie said, I am going as the king for Halloween.
And it just keeps on getting worse. This then brings me back to Steam. So what happens now? Obviously, as of this video being made, Gabe Newell is very much still alive.
Susie said, I'd if I spelled it right.
Original members of the company. But we do need to come to the eventual fact that Gabe and his old guard, if you will have to retire or eventually be replaced in due time at Valve before long. Unlike, say, Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, which are all publicly traded companies and have to answer to various voices and investors the world over when it comes to their every decision, Valve is uniquely not and never has been a publicly traded entity. Well, not yet anyways. Meaning because of this, Valve, unlike the other platform holders, is more easily able to enact changes at a far faster rate, since they obviously don't have to answer to thousands of investors worldwide. So Valve in general is a relatively small company with an absolutely mammoth-sized impact on the industry. They're the biggest PC platform in the world, and for good reason, because Valve has, at least until now, stayed apolitical on pretty much every single issue imaginable. They've never really enacted their will upon others to censor them. This has only changed recently thanks to what has happened with the credit card companies and such, specifically targeting Valve. So if you ask me, what is holding a place like Steam together is people like Gabe Newell and his old guard. Because once they retire, or God forbid, pass away, what is left is essentially a round table with Excalibur in the middle, at the absolute mercy of whoever inherits what is so
Susie said, dang, my little brother just dropped his phone.
Company. And all it would reasonably take is one single activist weirdo to get their way into Valve and gain power within that company. And then before long, things could go public or be infested with more ideology-led freakazoids working there too. Meaning that the integrity and foundation of Steam...
Mike Kaz asks, sorry, I'm gonna take off, I'll be back. Did you need anything else before I go?
Truthfully, the only thing
Susie
holding
said
them
no.
together is Gabe Newell and his buddies pretty much, and that's what makes this so worrying. Because let's say Valve one day does go public once the old guard passes, those draconian laws, they will take hold. And then this once great PC platform is now at the full mercy of credit card companies fully. So where do PC players go? Epic Game Store? It could happen there as well. The only way you avoid this is by playing older game consoles not really connected to the internet, I guess. It then also puts a massive wrench in the system, and it's only being done because globalists pretty much want power over everything. It's all being done to enforce behaviors pretty much, and then turn the world into one big connected, censored monolith, and I hate it. As the Gamer reports here back in August 2025, itch.io, which is
Susie
like
said,
has officially blocked adult game dev pages in the UK. So while you can technically search up games made by these adult game devs, their actual profiles and pages are blocked. That's weird, right? It's just more censorship and none of it is good. Then you can see Christina Tasty on Twitter, as you can see here, has reported that her Steam account now has to prove that she is over the age of 18, despite her actual account being made 19 years ago. Yeah, it's a complete mess. But this is where it gets real stupid, as Christina says here. You know what's crazier? This is literally the Steam page for a game I own too. I have already purchased this product. It is in my library. Yeah, so games that she's bought with her own money are censored on her own Steam account because of online censorship. This is what I mean. So that if you're under the age of 18, you can no longer even see or access any game, whether it's Warzone
Mike
or
has
the
said Susie
eventual
learning the
Battlefield
hard
6,
way that
unless you're
Nightbot doesn't
18
play
years old
around.
in the UK. This will just cause Steam to make even more sweeping changes, and none of them will be good. And it will likely cause many future
concurrent
that's
game
what you get.
releases to
self-censor themselves on purpose to circumvent these laws. And if and when these online laws affect everyone outside of the UK, mark my words that companies like Activision, when it comes to Call of Duty or Electronic Arts
Susie said,
Battlefield 6,
"Oh,
will
nice
have
to know."
force themselves to censor their games and remove any elements that would give them mature ratings. Meaning that every game would then have to self-censor themselves even further, which is not good, especially since with Grand Theft Auto 6 on the horizon, which is of course made by Rockstar, a UK-based company no less, will then have to comply to their country's distorted anti-user laws. Great. Can't wait for GTA 6, where everyone has censored lines over their bodies. No blood whatsoever. No swearing. No mini-games that are adult-themed like gambling or more. No taboo topics to talk about or tackle. No crime-related content whatsoever, and more. Just so that Rockstar can sell their game to users under the ages of 18 like they usually did before and make tons of money. Remind me again.
Oh, when you really think about it, is it Grand Theft Auto if he takes all those shits out of it? Pretty much no. But if he but when you think of it, it's not even Grand Theft Auto, it's just Saints Row. It's Saints Row 20, what was it, 2019? 2020? Oh my god. That's crazy.
And how any of this is for anyone's benefit but the weirdos who just want to control things. We will be entering an era where the concept of the immature game gets decimated because of fear of censorship and money. This would ruin many game stories, themes, characters, and plots, not to mention what game devs can or can't say in their stories either. It will be a time of great censorship, where no content made can really question anything besides the surface level at best, which will just hamper everything, no matter the genre or scope. I don't want a Battlefield 6 where the mature elements are removed, because at that point they may as well just replace the guns in-game with super soakers just to keep Visa and more happy. Or GTA 6, putting every female character in fully clothed outfits, because if they show any skin, these censorship weirdos will just slap an M rating on them. Even Nexus Mods has to comply to these demands, as seen here, where they confirm that they too have to verify ages of their users, as they say. As a UK-based company, we're legally required to protect children online and ensure adult content is only accessible to adults. As a UK-based company, they say, man, just like Rockstar, it's cooked, fellas. In the UK, at least, based on what I could find, people ages 18 to 25 also have a very low credit card adoption rate, sitting at just 29% of the population actually having one. So this will likely skyrocket now with these online demands, but it's also a Trojan horse too, because it's essentially forcing younger users to now get credit cards against their wills, likely Visas, which are also in compliance to censor content, to now
Mike
make
has
these
said,
users
but before
use
I
these
go, I
Visa
found a
cards
video
to
that
access
explains how
said
to
mature
tackle
content,
eating
meaning the
challenges, and
people
another
pushing
one
the
on how to
censoring get
prepare for
richer
one too.
via these users
Really?
having to
You
use
can send
Visas,
them if
and
you
the
want.
censorship continues and grows. Remind me again why any of this is good, because it isn't. It's horrific to think that payment companies want to become the leaders of online content, constant. We're already seeing places like Canada debank people during freedom protests already. And how long till Visa does the same to people they don't agree with politically? It's likely already happened. And the fact that Steam, out of everything, is being made the ground zero example of this is pretty damning. I wouldn't necessarily say if you're a Steam user that you should maybe run for the hills.
No, that's the
but
problem.
It is worrying how a
It's
platform
like
deemed
they're
to be
censoring it
apolitical has
for
suddenly
18
become
plus.
the most politically forced in such little time against
That's
their
what
own
makes it
will.
even worse.
And the reason for this implementation is simple.
Once you read more into it, as Ofcom, which controls the UK's Online Safety Act protocols, details, which reads, under the UK's Online Safety Act, companies face significant financial penalties of up to £18 million or 10% of their qualifying worldwide revenue, whichever is greater, for failing to comply with Ofcom's information requests. Furthermore, criminal charges and potential prison sentences can be brought against senior managers who do not ensure that their companies fulfill these requests. Yes, that's real. So Ofcom will literally fine companies that don't comply with their demands for 10% of their revenue, dude. Which for Valve alone, of course, that would be well into the billions if they don't comply with this. And even if they don't, they could then throw Valve employees into jail over not complying, despite Valve not being a UK company. This is a gross overreach. I'm kind of astounded that the American government hasn't intervened here and told Ofcom and the UK to just back off entirely. Well, they have sort of, but it's still ongoing. Sure, they're threatening the longevity and well-being of American companies to comply to their policing, so Valve pushing this so easily, it makes sense because they don't want to lose billions. But it also means that Valve has indeed bent the knee to these types fully. Now Valve and Steam by proxy have to comply with anything these types do. It's a lose-lose scenario for players, and then PC Gamer reported that a survey where 4,400 British people were then over the ages of 18 were asked whether they support the Online Safety Act's blocking of content for younger users. And sadly, as seen here, a staggering 70% of those interviewed were totally fine with the censorship and believed that it was needed. The British people are quite literally bending over backwards and giving their overlords more power over them, either out of, free or lack of knowledge, I guess, or something like that. But either way, it still makes what's happening to Steam a massive problem, because what good can these laws change when the people who are affected by it are not being protected or advocated for by those who can reasonably make a difference? It ultimately leaves Valve and the UK at large with a massive disadvantage, and that's putting that lightly. The UK seems to just be a battered nation of people who honestly have long since lost their will to fight against any real change. And it's then not surprising when more and more horrific laws get placed upon their populace. And if all of the government there needs to do in order to enact new, more seething laws is to have horrible situations happen, then the government will simply create those scenarios themselves to then answer their own actions with worse laws to enforce more power down upon their populace. So for anyone watching this in the UK, even if you can, who knows? I feel for you deeply because this is horrible. After all, it's clear that there's something wrong across the board, even on YouTube right now. Dozens of content creators from all niches and channel sizes are also speaking up on how their content has been effectively silenced by YouTube as well. I'm also someone who clearly has been seeing my content being suppressed to a degree too. Basically, like Steam, YouTube is also using an AI algorithm to suggest content to users. Joshua Strife Hayes, who does content on games as seen here, he has made a post about how his content has been suppressed as well. Why it's happening is because, like Steam with the whole OSA thing, YouTube is allegedly pushing restricted mode on users without them even knowing it. You even have Racefic, another YouTuber, as shown here, looked at his own content in restricted mode, and out of the 80 or so videos of his, barely anything that he's made is available in that mode. So what hope do we as creators have, whether it's YouTube content or video games with devs and studios, when all of this is at the mercy of AI algorithms and people who clearly do not care for the content that people want to consume? The ultimate goal here is power and control, and it's clear that there's problems that really do need fixing. Hopefully by you watching this, you've become more aware of this and that you start to ask questions and start to look into things more deeply. I don't mean to make videos like this to scare you or doom scroll. I make them to keep you aware of what's really going on. So don't lose hope. If we can beat nonsense in the past, we can beat it again. Just keep your voices heard no matter what, and where you are and all of that, and don't just blindly consume without asking why. Steam, yes, it may be compromised, but the fight isn't over. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is this all too much? Can Steam ever swing back? Thank you for watching.
2, 3. This will be the top of our room. And now we are going to make 2 lines, one going to the right and one going to the left. So we'll start at this point and make a line like this. And then another one going in this direction. Then we will go down from the center here to the corner of our room, and we are going to take 13 steps. So let's do that. Let's first just count so we'll know where the end is. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can draw this in Procreate. During this Procreate tutorial, I will guide you through all the steps to create this isometric room. First, we'll use the isometric grid to create a sketch. Then we'll make our line art. Then we'll start coloring everything and add the final lighting effects. And don't worry, you don't need any experience with drawing or with Procreate at all. And once you have reached the end of this tutorial, you will feel so proud that you just need to share your results. If you share it on Instagram, then be sure to tag me in the image, not just in the description, because that way I will be able to find your work and maybe we'll see it in the next video. Just like these amazing results from my friends at Patreon. At Patreon, you can actually find another isometric room drawing tutorial. So if you want more, I would suggest checking that out. You won't just find that tutorial, but over 100 more. For this tutorial, we are going to use free brushes only, brushes that are already in the Procreate app, and some brushes that you can find in my free treasure chest, and brushes that you can find in my free treasure chest brush pack. If you don't already have it, then go to freeformflow.com to get it for free. The canvas we'll be working on is 2500 pixels by 2500 pixels. And the color profile is set to sRGB. And I have created a color palette for you in case you want to use the same colors as I'm using.
Alright, so let's go back.
It is linked in
Let's see here.
2500 pixels. And the color profile is set to sRGB. And I have created a color palette for you in case you want to use the same colors as I'm using. It is linked in the description and it's also totally free. So if you are ready, let's get started. First thing I want to do is get rid of this white canvas. I need some color. Let's go to the layer menu and then tap background color. And then pick this color over here, the last color in the second row. And what we'll do then is turn on our isometric grid. You can turn it on by going to the wrench, then to canvas, then turn on drawing guide, and go to edit drawing guide.
Do I even have that? I know this is Procreate, so to expect them to have the same thing would be kind of dumb. But I know for a fact that, hold on. What the fuck is... Okay. Symmetrical ruler. Okay. Linear ruler, perspective ruler. Okay. Is there a different type of... crap, symmetrical ruler. Okay. The fuck? Oh my god, dude. Okay. And let's see. Alright, so we have this here. Wait. Move. Move. Stop it. Okay. Hmm.
And then here at the bottom, you will find isometric. That's what we need. In this case, I'm going to turn down the grid size. It's at 90 pixels right now. I want to set it at 70 pixels. And then tap done. And if you like, you can change the color of the grid here at the top. And here at the bottom, you can change the...
Okay, maybe it's best that I don't use someone who's using Procreate of all things. Maybe I should use, because it's like, it's just gonna frustrate the shit out of me. Okay, so... I see like art. Flip Studio Paint. Okay.
Hello there, my name's Brandon, and in this video series I'm going to show you how I created this isometric pixel art scene within Clip Studio Paint. Over the entire series, we'll build up a room and fill it with details, and then finish the entire thing with some animation. In this first video, we're going to discuss how to set up a custom isometric grid, and then we'll use that to create the main foundation for the room scene. Isometric pixel art is most commonly built along lines composed of 2 pixel-wide segments. These angles create the horizontal plane, while a straight line upward creates the vertical. You can create isometric art at other configurations, such as using 1 pixel or 3 pixel segments, and those will yield steeper or shallower viewing angles respectively. For the illustration in this series, we're going to use the common 2 pixel format, and to get started I'm creating my own custom pixelated grid so that I'm able to build out and keep track of everything in this view. I'm using the dot pen to create a line that's composed of 5 2 pixel segments along each side, and then I mirror this line to generate a full unit cell.
Okay.
This is then copy pasted out and shifted into place as repeating units until
okay. Fuck. Okay. Oh shit, that came fast. Okay. So wait, go back. That's a faster way of doing it.
This is then copy pasted out.
Okay, so you just make a diamond
to create a line that's composed of 5 2 pixel segments along each side. And then
so,
I mirror this line.
Let me see. If let's keep it blank. And I take this. No, I'll take the line tool. The 1, 2. Actually, we'll make it what is it called? Gonna make this like 4. And then I'll go to make it into that.
Ko-fi Streambot said visit Artextric's Ko-fi page at.
Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's one way of doing it. And then he says copy, paste, and then flip. Please show the touching. Diamonds drive me nuts. Okay. Make that merge. Okay.
Line to generate a full unit cell. This is then copy pasted out.
Jolly Incher says yes, cause I've done that method before.
Oh. Copy. Paste. Like that. That.
Jolly Incher says it does take immense patience though, but it's looking good so far.
It's looking good so far. Smiling face with hearts emoji, raising hands emoji.
I'm really hoping. A smaller little bit. Okay, copy. Wait, what is this? Merge these two layers. Okay. What the? How did that happen? What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Merge. Hey, stop it. What the hell? Okay, not knowing why that's happening, but okay, let's just merge everything. Fuck it. Wait, maybe no. Get rid of this.
Sugar said hi.
Hello, Sugar. How are you? How you doing, hon? Okay. For some weird reason, it just so fucking weird. Okay, let me.
Sugar said I'm good smiles.
That's good. That's good. If you're wondering, we might play video games. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if Mikey's still here, but we might play video games. So if you're wondering that might be a possibility, but that depends on how this turns out. Okay, can I please make it work now? Can you please merge without any problems, please? Oh my. Okay, whatever. Fuck you. I'm gonna have to do this manually then. I don't know what that's about, but okay. That is so annoying. I should make it smaller.
Jolly Incher says I told ya this takes patience teach lol.
No, that's not the thing. It's like every time I merge them, there's this weird gap that pops up. I'm like, where is that coming from? It's like, and it's only like 3 layers, so it's not like it's like a bunch of layers that's happening here. So that's what makes this very odd. Very odd. It's like, what the fuck? All right, so I'll make these smaller, like this. Okay. Okay, give me a sec, I swear. Alright, so copy, paste. Okay. Now we will take
and shift it into place as repeating units.
Okay.
Jolly Incher says I think.
Hold on. I'll make this smaller. Copy. Okay, hey Deathstroke. Hey Deathstroke, what's going on, bro? Okay. And then shift this here. Oh, come the oh my god, bro, are you serious? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Oh my god. Copy, paste. They're exactly, what? 3. Actually, no, make them so I don't have to do all that nonsense. Okay, 1. Okay, 2. Okay, 3. Okay, 4. Okay. Then take this. What the hell? Oh, I'm using the wrong eraser. Okay, not that. That should be right. It's an old stick I picked up. It's all trick I picked up when I learned how to draw buildings in such as lakes. Okay. That. Copy. Paste. Grab this. What did that just say? Oh, that's something that has nothing to do with me. Okay. You see that? Okay. Oh, okay, it's super uneven. Okay, how do I make this better? Okay, that's where the problem I think is laying, but wait, before I even do that, let me see something real quick. I know this may not go well, but hey, what can I do? So, I'm gonna take this, because I'm coming to this realization. So, like, okay, paste. Okay, I'll put about here. I don't know. And then I'm going to merge them together. Copy, paste. Grab this. Put it like that. Okay. See how uneven that looks? That's where the problem's coming from. So what we wait, what am I doing? I could do this much easier by I'm doing more work than I am. So I can grab this, delete all this. I just realized I'm doing more work than I should. So grab the polygon tool. The polygon? No, the rectangle. The rectangle tool. That makes more sense. Oh wait, this is. Oh wait, can I just use this? Oh wow, could I just use this? I could use this, but I don't think it makes sense right now. Rectangle. Womp. Okay, grab this, twist this like. Oh wait, that looks really uneven. Still. Or what I can do, delete that, get the symmetrical tool. Hold on. Get the symmetrical. Symmetrical. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Jolly Incher
Jolly
says it's
Incher
basically
35
like a
said
box
it's
shape
basically
flipped
like
at
a
an
box
angle to
shape
make it a
flipped at an
diamond.
angle to make it a diamond.
Yeah, but it can't be uneven. That's where the problem's coming from. Holy. Okay. Symmetrical tool. Put this down in the middle. Okay. I'm gonna grab. This doesn't work. I don't know what will. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my line tool. Right. 1, 2, 2. Whoa. Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, that might work. I'm gonna take the eraser, erase. I'm hoping that works. Alright, so we'll take, copy. We can take this away. There's something, okay. Oh my god. But okay. What the fuck? Oh god. Once again, it's not symmetrical. How this fucker got this to be symmetrical on the first try?
Zed just followed.
Thank you for the follow. Unless there's the follow for. So right now I'm doing all the boring shit that no one wants to see. I'm doing all the boring shit. And this is when people come in, why do you like draw women? It's all you draw. I'm like, bro, you are never here long enough to know anything. You cannot pass judgment on my work. Because you monkeys never come into my shit and watch my stuff, even if it was there in front of you. Alright, let me see. There is a trick to do it, but I forgot how to use it precisely. Okay, I got it. No, I don't. I don't think that looks correct. It just looks really off. Okay.
until they fill the entire document. And these will be the isometric grid lines upon which the illustration can be drawn. For my work, I'm using a document size of 180 by 180.
How come when you do it, you may have seemed so damn simple? You didn't use any other tricks that I use, but what the fuck? Hold on, let's go back on that. Okay, let's see. He said
segments along each side, and then I mirror this line to generate a full unit cell. This is then copy pasted out.
Okay, maybe I should do it that way. Just for the fuck of it. Okay, so
side, and then I mirror. And to get started, I'm creating my own custom pixelated grid so that I'm able to build out and keep track of everything in this view. I'm using the dot pen to create a line that's composed of 5 2-pixel segments along each side, and then I mirror this line.
Okay, so I'm gonna do what he did. I think I have a brush like this. So let me see. Let me check my brushes. Hold on. I looked online. It says to rotate a perfect square. I need a video or something. Let me see here. Pencil. I don't think of all the brushes I have, okay, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Get rid of all this. Don't need any of this. All this is a big waste of nothing. Okay, so I'll take this right here. That. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste. I'm going to horizontal. Go all the way to the bottom. Oh wait, no. Actually, it makes more sense if I. Nope. Like that. Or like that. Copy. Paste. Yep. And then bam. This is the only way I can think of doing this much. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, and then I'm going to merge. I'm going to copy, paste. Vertical? No, not vertical. Horizontal. Sorry. And then This is probably the best way of doing it. Okay. Cool. And then I'm going to merge this as such. I didn't do anything. I didn't have to draw any of it. I just copied and pasted my way through that one. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to let's see. Copy, paste. Let's see. Are you going to give me a hard time too? Actually, no, I'm not going to do it that way. Okay, let's go like that, and then. You know what? I'm gonna make sure this is correct because. Okay, so we are outside of the thing. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. No. 5. No, this is 5. 5. That's 5 steps into it. So, all I have to do... Actually, no, I want to... No. 5, 6, 7. I want them. 8. 8 steps in. I want them touching. There we go. Now, I'm going to make another one outside of that. Hey. Copy. Hold on. Give 1 second. I'm not reading the chat. Okay. They look about the same. Hopefully that works. Okay. Copy, paste, grab this. Oh, look at that. I think that's about right. There's no gaps. I don't think so. I want to close this completely. I think that's fine. Hold on, give 1 second, I'm trying to do this right. There should be a thick in the middle. Okay, sure. Okay, you got it. I think so. Yes. I think I did it, but I don't like how thick that looks. I don't know if it should look like that. That's the part I don't really like. That's the shit I don't like. Okay. Merge.
Abyss asks, have you heard of Silk Song?
Yes, I think everyone has at this point. But yes, I know what that is.
Abbas said I'm so happy it's finally out, smile.
Yeah, it's been centuries now. But it's out. I was thinking of buying it, but I don't know yet.
Abbas said, what are you practicing?
I'm doing the grid line for background. Let's see here. I wanted to tell he can do also use the line method too. I saw on YouTube where the grid is laid out and artists can color in grid and show this section of the to that now. Okay. And I think it looks right so far. I think. Copy.
Abbas asks, how large does the grid need to be? Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
I don't think it has to be that big.
Official said be a support hero today by using commands like support.
Oh shit, it's off. Sense to kind of like do it off. Hold on. You see that? Yeah, this is. Oh, does it look straight? No, it doesn't look straight. You see that? You see that crookedness? I don't think it's supposed to look like that. I think I did it wrong still. We're trying to do an isometric artwork, or at least practice this.
Line to generate a full unit cell. This is then copy-pasted out and shifted into place as repeating units until they fill the entire document. And these will be the isometric grid lines upon which the illustration can be drawn.
Yeah, this is wrong because if you look closely at it, it doesn't look like a pure X. So what I can do is probably... Okay, so...
Abbas asks, will the people viewing actually notice?
I don't know. I don't think they'll notice the grid, but something will not be aligned up when I start making the building, or at least making the drawing itself. So what I can do... Okay, so what I can do is... It looks right because it's such a far away thing. When you zoom in, let me see if I zoom in on his. Yeah, his is a pure X. So like, maybe I can do it another way. Maybe if I do it like this. Okay, so if I do it like look. That I would do it like do it like this. Do it. Nah, that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. I could have used the perspective. I could use two-way perspective, but the problem with this is if I do that, it's going to distort. It's going to distort as it goes further away and closer, so it makes no sense using a two-point perspective. So I can do it again, but this time, okay, so...
Abyss asks all that progress are gone?
I wouldn't say it's gone. We just don't want to make the same mistake we did before. So we almost got away with it to a degree. I almost didn't detect it, because if I got the grid wrong, then probably everything else would have been for nothing. All that work will be for nothing. So like
Abyss said progress.
I wouldn't say call it progress. It's more of like we're experimenting. I'm actually putting the work to actually do backgrounds this time. I never thought I'll ever do this. Okay. Okay. Create thing. And then do it again. Copy and paste. Okay. Oh wait, no. Okay. Do this again. A tip I learned was like you are trying to draw an outside background and trees and nature. No, not really. It's something I wanted to do that Japanese artists have done before. Something like for a gacha or something, but I want to see if I can do it. But I need to understand the basics first before I jump into that, because that seems highly advanced. I mean, really highly advanced, even for me. So I just want to see if I can do it. Copy, paste, flip. Oh wait. Oh shit, we can do it that way. I don't have to... Oh wait, no, we're not going to do that, because if I do that, it's going to be janky. Why am I messing on that one? Oh wait, maybe I can get away with it. Hold on, let me see. If I erase this... Say if I erase this, and then I erase... Stop! Erase this. And this. Okay, then I erase this. Okay. So I take paste. Oh no, fuck. Okay, we gotta make sure when I do this. Okay. Let me put this together. Oh wait, if I flip it, what if I... Good. So if I... Okay. Hold on. And then I... Where is that? No. Put it down. Put it down. Oh. I don't know how annoying this actually is. Stop. Shit. Wait, is it? Oh, they're not touching at all. It has to mirror this. How do I make that work? The fuck? How am I supposed to make that work? This reminds me of when I spent 3 hours trying to draw a hand properly. Alright, so let me see. Maybe that's why he did it that way. Because if I do it that way, it's going to be more difficult. So... that's annoying. Okay, face. And then pull this. No, I'm gonna go back on what he did, just to make sure I did it right.
And to get started, I'm creating my own custom pixelated grid so that I'm able to build out and keep track of everything in this view. I'm using the dot pen to create a line that's composed of 5 2-pixel segments along each side, and then I mirror this line to generate a full unit cell.
Okay.
This is then copy-pasted out.
2. Okay. If we can get the third one to look correct, then we're golden. That's where the problem will come in. That's where the actual issue will come in. So, if I had to guess, smallest. Okay, this one is not touching. You see that they're not. Well, they're touching, but they're not touching enough. Well, don't worry about that right now. Copy. I'll have to make a template of this so I don't have to do this shit ever again. So I never get it back on. This is a pain in the ass. I'd rather draw hands all damn day. I think you're trying to draw a bit of a really complex grid. Yes, that's the point. Whoa! Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Flip the thing over. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see here. It looks like exactly the same. Okay. Now all we need to do is select. Please work. So I'm gonna grab this. Okay, grab that. And then we will put these here. Now, okay, so this is where, okay, you see this? Okay, we need to, there we go. That's the only way I'm going to figure it out. They have to line up. The X's must line up. That's how I detected how there's something wrong with it. If they do not line up, it has to be a straight line. That's how I know it's correct. If I do it like this, it's going to look janky. See how janky that looks? You don't want it to look janky. It looks like, you gotta think of it like a road, right? It has to be as clean as possible. It has to be like a perfect X through. It cannot have these weird situations where, like, this doesn't look like an X. Janky X. Janky X. An X. Okay. That's how I detected the first time it didn't look right. Yes, the axis vanishing point dimension. Yes, okay. Okay, let's hope this goes well. I'm just hoping this goes fucking well. I don't want to do this. All right. I'm gonna put this here. Copy. Paste. Good. I think we're on the right track. Now, we just have to do it again.
Abbas said good luck.
Okay, I'm pretty much done. Yes. Alright, wait, thank you, Abbas.
Abbas said I'm going to watch Silk Song gameplay now.
Alright, you go do that. Alright, so we did all of that.
Out and shifted into place as repeating units until they fill the entire document. And these will be the isometric grid lines upon which the illustration can be drawn. For my work, I'm using a document size of 180 by 180 pixels. And to assist my view of the grid lines, I typically fill them with a bright color like a pink and reduce the opacity to about 20%.
Okay.
Now, what we want to do is flip over to the line tool and make sure that the anti-aliasing is set to the option labeled as none, which is going to give us our crisp pixelated edges. With the brush size set to 1 pixel, we can drag out a line over top of our grid for guidance to generate one that follows that angle. But do you notice how this line has a few stray pixels running through it that also don't really settle into place? It's not really a series of clean 2-pixel segments. We're getting a bit more connectivity between the pixels than we desire. Well, if you're encountering this, it's usually kind of hit or miss depending upon where you click to start the line. But my trick here is that you can actually avoid this altogether by changing the brush size to something slightly less than 1 pixel, like 0.9 pixels, which kind of sounds counterintuitive at first, but now when we attempt to drag out that same line, we're not seeing those excessive connections. My guess is that these artifacts result from how the pixel angles are interpolated, and by lowering the brush size, we're able to avoid just enough of that artifacting through the angle to leave us with a clean, pixel-perfect line. So using this technique, I'm roughing out a large rectangle by following those grid lines around at a sizing that I think looks about right for creating my room. This rectangle is going to be the floor of the room, and so I'm going to turn it into a bit of a thicker platform by copy-pasting that rectangle out, and then moving it down and kind of erasing the excess that should.
Okay, so... not doing this. Save myself some time and headaches. So I'm doing some time. Oh, so long.
Morgan R said watching a YouTuber drawing a base, watching a YouTuber drawing a base. Morgan R said I love this channel.
Oh god. Yeah, that was wonky as fuck. Okay. Down here. Then okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squares. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And then I'm gonna put down here. See how wonky that looks? That was wonky as shit. Why does it look like that? That's so annoying. You know what? This is what I'm going to really do. Go all the way over here. But instead of setting up the ends, just set in the middle.
Morgan R said shut up, Nightbot.
Here. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. About. Oh. Oop, okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this too. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna zoom super in. I'm going to stop about here. Okay. Whoop. Up there. And I'm going to start in the middle of that, so I get to worry about the ends. So here. So it's basically drawing a box when the circle is starting to repeat. The circle is starting to repeat. Usually this is why a lot of people don't like doing backgrounds, because shit like this is always irritates. Irritants, I speak. Okay. No.
Susie said him back.
Hello, Susie. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Okay.
Susie asks, do you know what Hollow Knight is?
Yes.
Susie asks, who is your fav character?
I did like that one dude you kept running into who was on other.
Kofi Streambot said visit
That one night
Artextric's Kofi
dude.
page at.
You always meet him somewhat at the benches.
Morgan R said, look at that wonderful bass. I ain't ever seen nothing so beautiful in my life.
Don't gaslight me, Morgan. Don't gaslight me. I know what you're doing. Thank you, but still, don't gaslight me. I know what you're trying to do. That's crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so he said copy and then paste. It's such a beautiful bass I've ever seen. Oh my god. Let me see. Okay, like that, and then let's see.
Susie said, Jess, who I am going as for Halloween.
I guess this the main character from Silk Song. Okay, there we go. I think that's how I can get rid of that.
Can be showing through.
Susie
I always
said,
like
no,
the look
Jess
of
again.
having another layer of platform underneath. So I copied this piece again and bring the sides in a little bit to make it distinct. Now this doubled up look feels a little bit more sturdy and interesting for the room construction. The walls are built in a similar manner, except I'm starting by drawing a vertical line for their height, and then following the grid line along until it meets the other side to bring it back down.
Okay. Now let me see. Like that. I'm just trying something real quick here.
K. Will I said 1000. Susie said, I am going as King from Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. Oh wait, I should have. Fuck. Okay. Hold on. Okay, another. I'm gonna not put myself in any positions where I have to bring the human era of things. So I'm gonna the fuck is okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. And I'm gonna copy, paste, that. We don't have time to sit there and watch that.
Morgan R said I yelled at an outlet because it shocked my dog's paw. But at least he feels better now. What a terrible outlet.
Alright. Terrible outlet. I've seen this before. It can be used to draw like a similar building. Let's see. Oh wait. This is where okay.
One of the things that's nice about isometric construction is that once you get a few of the walls and floors built, you can always just copy paste and mirror those pieces to quickly generate other sides. Or if you keep designing with the grid, that's at least providing that point of reference for where things should intersect.
Okay. So let's go back to what we was doing. Okay, that was everything. And then I just wanted to see something, that's why I did that in the first place. So we copy, paste. Hold on. Where the fuck is this coming from? Okay, copy, paste. Like that. And then we take our eraser, erase all this parts here. Okay. Right. And then come over here. That's 60.
Morgan R said thank God, if you didn't get that speck in the corner I'd have crashed out.
Oh, dang it, no. It's gonna be bothering me myself because it's just sticking out the way it is. Gonna bother the shit out of me! Let's see. I think it's not the one that was like far away from the building itself, but yeah, I understand. Okay, wait, is this a different? Oh my god, jeez, why do you fucking?
Mr. Izawa said hi.
Hello, Izawa. How's it going?
Morgan R said hello, Mr. Izawa.
Oh shit, that's not...
Mr. Isoa said it going good. What about you?
It's going alright. Better, but... Okay, Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention to Instagram right now. Hold on. Okay. Alright, we got that.
When needing to make adjustments to the architecture or the sizing, one option is to use something like the rectangle selection tool to drag over certain pieces and bump them around with your arrow keys, just like I'm doing here to shrink the floor plan a little bit. But
okay, ergo the building slowly vanished onto the side of the vanishing line. It's hard to explain without showing visual. Yeah, usually I visual.
Another great option is to use the polyline selection tool, as this lets you drop down a series of points to define a selection area. So it's really useful for targeting kind of a specific line or an angle that you want to adjust.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit because he's far ahead of us. I was taking baby steps. They're taking the baby steps.
So using this technique, I'm roughing out a large rectangle by following those grid lines around at a sizing that I think looks about right for creating my room. This rectangle is going to be the floor of the room, and so I'm going to turn it into a bit of a thicker platform by copy-pasting that rectangle out, and then moving it down and kind of erasing the excess that shouldn't be showing through. I always like the look of having another layer of platform underneath.
Aaron, what's going on?
So I copy this piece again and bring the sides in a little bit to make it distinct. Now this doubled up look feels a little bit more sturdy and interesting for the room construction. The walls are built in a similar manner.
Wait, well, fuck you. What? Hold on. What? Okay. Paste. Oh shit! No. Oh, I hit one. Is that that's the grid? Oh shit! Okay. I was like, wait, what? All right. Copy, paste. Selected. Okay. Then grab that. That thing we do like this, kind of, sorta, not really. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then we go over here, and then we'd be like, do 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 do. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Okay. All right, we got our second platform. Let's go behind the shit out of me. I see you. Hey, doing way too much. Oh my god. Bitch. Oh. Heh. There we go. All right, we got it. What are you drawing? I'm doing studies.
Except I'm starting by drawing a vertical line for their height, and then following the grid line along until it meets the other side to bring it back down. One of the things that's nice about isometric construction is that once you get a few of the walls and floors built, you can always just copy, paste, and mirror those pieces to quickly generate other sides.
Okay, whoa, Hobo Joe. Hold on, man. Can't be doing this. I'm a student right now. Can't be going this fast, bitch. How am I gonna teach my students if you ain't teaching me right? Fuck you.
And then the walls are built in a similar manner, except I'm starting by drawing a vertical line for their height, and then following the grid line along until it meets the other side to bring it back down.
Okay, so we'll do that. Thank you, Hobo Joe. Let's see. Up here. Let's say about this high. Okay, and then maybe it looks kind of off. It's fucking off! It's fucking off! It's fucking off! It's fucking off! Why is it off? You know what? You know what? Ignore it. Ignore it. Just try to make it work. Try to make it work, Jace. You can make this work, Teach. You can figure this shit out. You always figure out a way. Somehow. Alright. And then we'll do this. Yep. Fuck. Okay. Patience. I know. What are you listening to? This tutorial. Patience. Yes, ma'am. Hold the patience down, Jace. Be one with thyself. Be one with thyself, and bad things won't happen. Okay. I'm gonna assume go this way as well. Oh, I'm not gonna go be that ambitious. Fuck that. Nope, not doing that. So we're going to go in here. Wait, just make sure. Okay, they're on their own layer. Thank God. Horrible. Okay, so he made that. Then I do this. Ah. Wait, not too far back. Wait, let's see.
One of the things that's nice about isometric construction is that once you get a few of the walls and floors
no, it's not. Wait, is it?
built, you can always just copy, paste, and mirror those pieces to quickly generate other sides.
Wait.
Or if you keep designing with the grid, that's at least providing that point of reference for where things should intersect.
Wait, whoa. What the hell? Oh, it is outside. Okay, wait, no. What the fuck? What did you... What did you do, Hobo Joe? You did some magic I'm not seeing. What did you do? Okay. I'm inevitable. He's not wrong about following the grid. The grid is like a puzzle piece that places like a line. I know. Okay. Oh no, what the fuck? Oh wait, I forgot. This is. Wait, what? Oh. Oh. Oh, wait, what? Put it back there. Okay, there we go. I was like, I was on the wrong layer. I was like, what? Okay. And then. Yeah. And then we'll take. I'm gonna copy.
He hate clankers. Sergio him back.
Hey, Clank, what's going on, bro? Put this back. Move. Okay. Maybe if I push it out like this.
He hate clankers. Said not much, I'm sick toe.
No, bro, don't be sick. Don't be sick, my boy. Oh my god, Chase, why did you put on the same fucking layer, you moron? Okay. Okay, okay. I'm going to. This will be fixed. I'm going to. Copy and paste. And I'm going to delete. There we go. Okay, now we can do what we want. Copy. Paste. Oh, come on, dude. Copy. Copy. I think it's just the thing. Copy. Paste. And then push this out. Stay on the line. Stay on the line. Stay on the line. As long as it stays on the line, it's not going to be a problem. But like that, but that was too close, so I think it's. As long as they stay on the grid, I don't think there'll be any issues. Okay, there we go. And then what we'll do is erase this. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes. Alright, now we're making some progress, boys. Making some progress, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna erase this. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, there. Erase this. Okay, cool. And then okay. This might be a problem. Now the bottom half. Why does it have it? Wait, the fuck? Little gaslight me. What the fuck? Okay. You gaslight me. You $2 hoe. How dare you? You gaslighted me. Still off. Okay. Oh my god, I put on the... I know, but I'll know. No one will know. Who's gonna know? Okay.
When needing to make adjustments to the architecture or the sizing, one option is to use something like the rectangle selection tool to drag over certain pieces and bump them around with your arrow keys, just like I'm doing here to shrink the floor plan a little bit. But another great option is to use the polyline selection tool, as this lets you drop down a series of points to define a selection area. So it's really useful for targeting kind of a specific line or an angle that you want to adjust. So with this section here, I had been making all these kind of adjustments because I thought it'd be cool to work in a small upper level platform above the room. And I guess as we've seen from the final illustration already, this eventually ends up being this elevated garden area within the room. My plan with this room design is it's sort of like a personal quarters on board a spaceship or a space station or something to that effect.
Okay.
And at this phase, I was just kind of improvising some architecture to eventually decorate with that theme.
He hate clankers.
For a lot of these
Asks
internal
what are you
pieces,
working
I'm
on
generally
now?
building my line work
Backgrounds?
somewhere along the grid, but
More
then
of an
once it takes
isometric
shape, I'll shift
building,
those pieces
but
into place within
I'm just doing
design.
the building in general. I'm not
For this
doing
reason,
a whole
it's
bunch
important
of
to design.
hoo-ha. I just wanted to see something. I just wanted to see if I can do it. I apparently did what I wanted, but still. Right here, and then there, and then erase this part. Wait, are you guys on the same line? I don't know. And then erase this. Hey! And then what we'll do is copy, paste, and then we'll push it back this way, like that, and we will close that off, erase this, there we go. And then do was erase this.
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
Design new pieces on their own layers so that you have that kind of individual control over it without
Rick's official
affecting
said
the
be a
existing
support
design.
hero today.
And
by
then once it's
using
in a good
commands
spot,
like
I'll just stop and merge it with the rest.
Hello, Angel. This is where
And I've just been using line work until now because I find it to be the easiest way to keep track of how everything fits together. But our next...
This is where I apply what you taught us, Teach, about being aware of the negative spaces. They said there is the one called positive spaces too. Yeah.
Next step is going to be to add a simple shading scheme to provide some dimensionality. To color this entire piece, I'm going to use this predefined color palette here called Retro 24. Now this is a set of 24 colors that I've put together myself.
Okay, I'm not doing this whole thing with him. I just wanted to see if I can make the... I just want to see something real quick. I did this because there's a certain art style, not art style, but I guess is an art aesthetic I want to accomplish that has to do with anime. But it's not making technically backgrounds. It's more of a character design background thing where a character is in a particular space, but there's no real background, but there is a background. So let me use an example. Maybe that's something to use. It's like a background, but it's not a background at the same time. It's like a semi-background, but it's not a whole piece is not a background. Okay, so I have a video. I have a video right here. Maybe I can show you guys. They're isometric or isotopic character design pieces that looks like this.
今回紹介した2つのポイントは、ビネットイラストだけでなく一枚絵を制作する際にも役立つから、この機会にぜひ挑戦してみてほしいぞ。
地味にしじみもこの2点を意識してラフを制作してみます。アイデア出しの段階で大まかにどんな構図にしたいか決めていたので、それを元にラフを制作します。肉が吊るされている鉄柱に隙間を作ったり、凹凸を作ったりしてシルエットを複雑に、肉を店の奥まで炊いたり、空気遠近を強めにかけることで奥行きを強調し...
Sorry, no, you guys can't see it. Sorry, my bad. That's one. What the hell? There you go. It looks like this. It's kind of like this. The whole place is white, but the characters in a particular space that represents them. That's what it is. Or a more example, it's like this. it's like a character in their own, what's the right word? Their own domain. Their own domain. So it represents who they are, just not as just a character, but it gives you a sense of what that character is about. So this person is like some type of shaman demon thing, and then he's like riddled in like a bunch of like I forgot what these call these gates. I forgot what they call in Japan. And then there's a bunch of talismans wrapped around him and stuff. So you'd think he's some type of sorcerer or something like that. It gives you a representation of what the character is. It's like a background isometric type thing, but not full blown. Yeah, it's like a background, but not full blown background. It's more of the character background than it is a background that's a character set in. It's more. It's just as important as the character as if it's the character itself. So if I was drawing like a Pokemon character, say I was drawing like Brock from Pokemon, I would put not only Brock in the scene, but Brock will be the scene with his Pokemon who are mostly in rock, or like in a desert somewhere where there's like, or a canvas, or like a rock desert place, because it represents him of what type of Pokemon he fucks with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Or like Misty, hers is water, so you're gonna be like in maybe a beach setting or something that has to do with water, or somewhere, or in a lake. Ash with Pikachu is usually electricity, so you have something that has to do like a, I don't know, like a power plant or something. In that sense.
Said, oh, I get it now.
That's what that's about. That's why I'm doing this. It's a character design thing. A lot of gachas do this, so I can put this in my portfolio for those who want to do a gacha game, or they're doing a gacha character design, representation type thing, isometric character design. So like this character here is a butcher, and they made him look very sinister because maybe he kills people instead of just makes food. He probably cooks the people, or whatever the case may be, so it made him look more ominous. They use a bunch of blacks and reds. It's kind of like that. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here. So if I understand the basis of this, then this is something I can put into play. So like, the difference with what I was doing, that was more for like pixel art gaming, for games for like pixel art and stuff like that. So that I was just trying to understand how to at least build onto the grid. I understand how the grid works. That's why I'm going to use this as my template for this point on. I'm not going to do that again because that's a pain in the ass compared to making first perspective. That is super easy to do. It only takes like 2 minutes or less. But like, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. No, I don't know what they're saying, so I have to turn on the there we go. Okay, so I may have to turn it because they're gonna be talking. So yeah. Okay, let me see if I can pull this off. I wonder if Mikey's here? I don't think Mikey's here. Live translate English. Can I get the translator? Captions. Add languages. Hide profanity. Don't care about that. How do I get that up on the screen? I don't know, it's not showing on the screen. That's fucking annoying. Alright, so I have to have this open on the side here. I'll do it like this. Pain is such a pain. I do all this maneuvering and shit. It's such a pain. Alright, so let's go back. Okay, happy if you could take a look at this video on idea generation, okay, which goes into detail about how to decide what to write. You'll look at that later. When creating a line illustration. Is that what they call it? A line illustration. We will recommend that beginners start with something of a certain size, plus a composition of people. Oh yeah, and this is also for that due, so I can do a video on this. This is also for a future video for my students. For YouTube, composition of people. An object of certain size would be something slightly smaller or larger than a person, such as a bench or a motorcycle or a car. Okay. Oh, now you want to pop up on the screen. Okay, wait, what? Are you going to work? No. Okay, first try placing a person and an object in the place, and once you get used to it, add more objects to the expanded range. Alright, so alright, so we're gonna use some perspective here. They're not using the grid lines that we did before, so they're using perspective. 2-point perspective if I had to guess. So if I had to guess anything, I would think that, let's see, I think we should do no, to save us some headache, I think the best thing we should do is, just to save time, can I erase all of it? Oh no, can't do that now. Alright, so let me think. So if I had to make a box, maybe the box is too low. Okay. I'm gonna make a box.
Edgar Navis said hi.
Hello. Let's see if I made a box here. What's up, Ed? Okay. Get used to it and add more objects around, expanding the range of the description. Okay, I have previously created an illustration of a butcher using this character. So I will be remaking this illustration of a butcher. Hello, Louis. We decided on a rough image that, oh my god, speaks full, two syllables is like 10 sentences. Shut the fuck up. Okay, on the rough image at the idea generation stage, keep the eerie atmosphere of the original illustration intact. Once you have decided what to write, start creating a rough draft music. Okay. Next, I'll decide on a composition when creating a Vignette illustration. What is that? Vignette? The fuck? What kind of word is that? Illustration is a good idea to create a base first. You can use a simple square base or a round base, triangle or cube, or even a book as like this. Gives it a door-like feel. So like if I made it, no, that doesn't look. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, useful to draw grids lines on the base to serve as a guide when practicing parts. Okay. So if I grab this, okay, so maybe the grid lines are too low. Okay. Alright, so how can I do that in my own way? I think, okay, maybe there's too much distortion happening. So what I need to do is...
Did I stutter said yo WSP teach?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Hey, stud, what's going on?
Did I stutter said this is my alt?
Let's see, hold on, 1 second. 1 second, bro. Okay. Well, it looks like it's kind of in the midsection here. Okay. And because it's lower, remember what I taught you guys, if the character or the object surpasses the initial line here, if it passes the initial line of the horizon line, which is the horizontal line that goes straight through the whole thing, that means we can't see the top of their head. Remember that. I think they're using 1 point perspective on this one. So I think it looks like a form of 1 point. But on 2 point perspective. So wait, if I make it more like here, like how they have it.
Did I stutter just followed?
Thank you for the follow. Actually,
Did I stutter said you prob don't remember me? I was art with Ryan. NVM you def don't remember me. I used to watch you when a few months ago. You taught me how to draw FR.
Oh, that's good. I'm so glad. Welcome back, bro. It's funny when people come back to me and be like, you know, you taught me how to draw something. And I was like, oh, good. Our former student. I get kind of excited to see them come back, just to see how they are improving. I would love to see some of your work if you have been practicing. Send me some of your work if you have. See your progress since last time I taught you anything. Let me see. I think it's still too high.
Did I stutter said lol? Did I stutter said all?
You can send me on Discord if you want, or Instagram. You can choose which one's best for you. Okay, so we have our line. We're going to get a. We're gonna put our. Okay. No, I don't want it like that. I want it like.
Hey, it's Addy said hey your tongue. Did I stutter said I sadly don't have Discord or Insta.
I'm sorry. I get.
Did I stutter said I use it in TikTok?
If you can send me a picture on TikTok, I don't know if TikTok allows you can. But I don't know if TikTok actually allows you to do that shit, so that's a big I don't know for me. If you can, that's better. Okay. So.
Did I stutter said but I don't post on TikTok too?
Okay. You can always, I think you can DM people pictures now. I don't know if that's actually true or not. So then quote me. Alright, oh wait, I'm using the wrong metric tool. Sorry. I was wondering why I was looking so weird. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna go in here. Yep. Okay. What? What the fuck? Okay. I don't think we're gonna play video games today because, like, I don't think Mikey's back. He said he would be back, but he never came back, so. What? What the fuck? What? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What the hell?
The Dino Nugget Destroyer said pass. Did I stutter said I was back then? Did I stutter said op?
I don't know what just happened, but I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Fuck it. I'm not even gonna do this because it's just make things longer than they're supposed to be. So we'll just do it the way I have it in place. Okay. I'm going to put a contract here. Right here. Okay. Oh, wait. Was it acting like that because I was on the wrong layer? Wait, maybe that was it. Maybe if I grab the... Okay. And I zoom in. Okay. Wait, what? I know this is the perspective ruler, but where is this going? Okay, so...
Did I stutter said I was back then with Aaron, Nikki, and Ryuga Samurai?
Hold on 1 second. Trying to... Oh! Wait, is that how that works? No, it's shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Just trying to figure out life here. How can I grab it? Firmly grasp it. Oh wait, is that where it's supposed to be placed? Where are the... Why is always some bullshit that's happening to me? Okay. I don't know why, but it's doing this thing where it's not giving me control on... Add a vanishing point. Add a guide. Huh. I don't... What the fuck? Fucking spider just ran up on this. Trying to run up on me. What's wrong with you? What the fuck? Why are you running up on me? What the hell? I don't know what that was about. Okay.
Did I stutter said bro spider and his gang anya jump you?
They're trying to jump me while I'm trying to do my work. What YouTuber are you watching? I'm watching a Japanese expansion point. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to do a particular art aesthetic that might upgrade my engagement in work. So I want to see what that's about. Okay. Edit layer? Edit layer? Okay. Okay. Why does it keep going back to the fucking paper? It is pissing me off now. Why it keeps doing that? Okay. Can I please get like... Where is the knobs? Where are the knobs for me to... The nodes? For me to grab it and move it around and add a guide and all that shit. Where is this? This is why I don't like this. This is why I never upgraded the fucking what is this? What is this? What the fuck? What the hell? What is happening? Okay, this is not working. This is not working. Look at this. I don't even know what this is. Okay, it looks like a 1-point perspective in some shape or form, but it's so... I don't know what to make out of this. I don't know. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I can't do this. This is gonna piss me off way too much. I can't do it anymore. It's just pissing me off. Alright, so I'm gonna just put a dot and call it a day. Put a dot. I'm not doing this. It's gonna just irritate the hell out of me beyond anything. Alright, so I put a little dot about here. Okay. And then from that point on, I'm going to take a long rod, or stick, or what do you call it? Make it blue. And I'm going to pull this all the way over here, coming back to said dot.
He hate clankers. Said hi.
Hey, Clank. You know what? I should copy. Oh wait, I didn't think of it that way till now. Damn, I'm stupid. I should have thought that. Oh shit! On the same layer. Look at that. I don't know why you guys learn from me. There's nothing to learn. You just learn disappointment and failure and just anger. It's just anger and failure all damn day. Okay. Like that. Alright, and then I'm going to grab this. I'm going to aim it. And I'm going to stretch it. Like this. There we go. And then I'm going to copy and then paste. I'm going to grab this. Why didn't I never thought of this till now? My god, I'm dumb. Okay. Where do these dots come from? Yo, what's up, Love Deep? What's going on, bro? Okay. Copy. And then paste again. I wonder if I grab this. What? Copy. Paste. Oh, no, it won't make a difference. Hey, what are you doing? Okay. Copy, paste. Let me put this here. Put it up there. Okay. Copy, paste.
Dandy at Astro asks what app?
Clip Studio Paint. Copy. Paste.
Dandy at Astro asks Destrial Paint?
Clip Studio Paint. Copy. Paste. What are you doing? I'm doing a perspective study.
Dandy at Astro said, can you say it a bit louder? Slightly smiling face emoji, up down arrow emoji. Artextric said Clip Studio Paint. Artextric said Clip Studio Paint. Artextric said Clip Studio Paint. Ko-fi Streambot said visit Artextric's Ko-fi page at. Dandy at Astro said Thai.
No problem.
Botrix Official said be a support hero today by using commands like /donation.
One more, and I think we'll be a good place. I believe. Alright. Oh my god. Oh, why didn't I think of this a long time ago? Oh, I was a BC student. I probably thought of that a long time ago.
Dandy at Astro asks, what are you making?
I'm doing a study. I'm doing a perspective study. Copy. Yes. Almost there. Alright. We got one more. Final one. And then grab that. And then we're going to grab change shit. Huh, oh, cool. Alright, so we have all of that in there. Right here. Oh, have this in here. Oh, like that. Okay, put this over here. Alright, so what we need to do is grab all this, copy, paste, and I'm going to flip it. You flip it like this. You have to flip it like this. You boink. Okay. I've got boink. Alright, we have our 1-point perspective. But to make this a little bit more interesting, I'm going to make another one, copy, okay. I'm going to flip it like that, but it's going to be much further away. Okay, they're all on the same. Okay, they're on the same thing, so I don't think I actually need to like that. And then, actually, better yet, I don't want the dot to. Okay, the dot's gone. Don't even need the dot. I just need that. Okay, and then grab this. Oh, wait, first. I want that, and then copy, and then paste again. Flip that too. Oop. Pull that up. Alright, and now I'm going to grab both of these right here, and then I'm going to push it all the way over here. I just hope, oh, push it all the way over here. I think further away the better. And then I'm going to warp it. Oh, will this work? Okay, it's kind of making the computer act stupid, so let's see how that's gonna pan out. Hopefully it doesn't crash the program, but we'll see. I don't think it will, but it never did anything like this before, so let's see. I feel like it's gonna crash. If I click anything, it's gonna crash. So let's do this thing. Let's figure itself out. Okay. Anyway, I don't know, guys. Like, it's something I really wanted to do for the longest while. I've seen like a lot of professionals do it.
Hero 5555 said hello.
I'm pretty sure I'm doing
it. Said hi.
I'm pretty sure I'm doing it the long way on how I'm doing this.
Hero 5555 said I like your Lil Ghost guy. Hero
Thank you.
5555 just followed. Stream Elements said thank you for following Hero 5555 smile.
Thank you.
Botrix Official said be a support hero today by using commands like support.
Thank you. Cancel. Cancel. Alright, so, okay, we have our grid.
Hero 5555 said ye a little ghost just looks so microwavable TV.
Looks so microwavable. That's the first one for someone said that one. Oh yeah, that's Gunther. Okay. He brings in all the good peoples. Wait, what the fuck? Is this on the line? No, it's not. What the hell? Oh, hey! Okay, push this back. Push this all the way over here. And then what we'll do is grab this. Do it like that. Now this one's gonna do the same thing. So let's hope that works out. Because what I'm doing is I'm pushing the vanishing points far away from each other.
5555 said I now bestow on you to spread the microwavable meme. You must pass this on to someone else. You, and you alone, are the new microwavable man.
I gotcha. I'll do that. But okay, so for those who don't know what I'm doing still, I'm trying to push the vanishing points far away from each other. The more further away the vanishing points are from each other, the more natural looking your background is gonna look.
Botrix Official said be a support
and your
hero
objects
today
they're not gonna distort or look
commands
strange.
Like /donation.
Again, I don't think that looks right. Per se. Maybe push them off.
Dandy at Astro asks you, so it is a background?
We're using a perspective background, but the goal isn't to make an actual background. The goal is to make a character background.
Hero 5555 asks what drawing software are you using?
Clip Studio Paint. Clip Studio Paint. Wait. Who's acting like?
Hero 5555 said cool.
Okay. Now I'm gonna take that. Now, what I want to do is see if I can pull this off. Okay, one. Let's do this a little more natural. Actually, let's use, I don't want to do all that nonsense later. Let's use a, yeah.
Hero 5555 said I'm animating stuff for a game, so I know the struggle lol.
Yep. And what game are you making? What type of game are you making? Oh, make it.
Hero 5555 said it's an open world space explorer game.
Ah, okay. Sounds like doozy. Okay. Alright, so...
Hero 5555 said like Hollow Knight, but space and you are a black hole.
Ah. So it's a Metroid game. It's a Metroidvania type game? But open world, I guess? Alright, so we did what they said, but I don't think it looks right. It looks too distorted. Okay, so it says here...
Hero 5555 said it's an indie game. Only me for the out loudly crying face emoji.
I understand. If you would like to learn how to use perspective, you might also want to try using Purist Ruler to create a base with perspective. I don't know what that is. Next, next place objects and people on the base. When placing an object on top, it's a good idea to first place a simplified shape on the base like this, and then write the object so that fits into it. So I make a random. Okay. As
Hero 5555 said okay, thank you and sorry for typing so much.
No, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. That's what the chat's for. It'd be kind of dumb on my behalf to be upset that you're trying to talk to me while I do this while I'm streaming. If I didn't want no one to talk to me or interact with me, I wouldn't stream. That'd be dumb on my behalf, to be honest. Why are you streaming if you don't want anyone to interact with you?
Hero 5555 said I can tell the voice gets a little annoying over time.
No, actually, I'm glad it works. I get annoyed when it wasn't working.
Asks, huh?
I get more annoyed if the voice is not making any. It's not talking because the people
Hero
talking.
5555 said, "Oh, sweet."
Let me see. Okay, so we did that, and now we can do this. Okay, we use...
Did I stutter said Yo's a year later. I'm going to hop on studio and grind my horror game.
Alright, bro. Do your thing. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, so turn this down.
Hero 5555 said my laptop just died loudly crying face emoji.
No! Not the laptop. Oh. Alright. Alright, we got ourselves our shape. Okay. He says the time is good for the idea to be mindful of the balance between large and medium small shapes. Placed on the base, between large and medium small shapes. Place on the base. Once you have roughly drawn it, fill it in and check the silhouette. If there are any parts you don't like, adjust them by adding or removing things, and keep refining the rough draft until you are satisfied. Next, I'd like to introduce some things to keep in mind when making rough drafts. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. 8 to 10. Okay. wait. 69 45 21. I needed that code. Okay, let me see. It's time to be a good idea to mindful of shapes. If there's any parts you don't like, adjust them, add them by adding and removing things that keeps refining in a rough draft until they're satisfied. Next, I'll like to introduce some things to keep in mind in making things a rough draft. Okay. It's about creating depth and complicating the silhouette. Creating depth creates space and makes the illusion look more upright. Okay. Okay, how can you create depth? I think it's a good idea to be conscious of bro, stop. Okay. Fuck, it's on the wrong phone. Shit, I'm stupid. Okay, how can you create depth? I think it is a good idea to be conscious of creating something of great deep into the background. For example, I think of placing a square like this will give a sense of depth rather than like this. Okay. Oh, because it goes off into the distance. Okay, I get it. Okay, so instead of it being frontward, make it sideways. Okay. Or give it some form of sideways going to a first. Okay, that's what it means. Okay. You can also create depth by reducing the air extension. What the fuck does it mean? Oh, okay, okay. So the back. Oh, okay, that's what I mean. The background of the other background will be more of opaque. It'll be more the what do you call it? The opacity will be a lot lower, so it looks like it's in the distance, and probably even bluer, because anything in the distance is more blue. Anything more in the forefront is more dark. So if something was red in the background and it's big and it's supposed to be in the distance, it'll be more bluer. You put more blue on top of that red. Okay. However, the lack of depth is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing as illustrations. Okay. Can be made flat and friendly. So if you're looking to create rich illustration, you should create depth. But if you are looking to create a friendly illustration for merchandise, it'll be best not to force it. Oh, okay, I see. So she's saying if you want to. Okay, you can do this if you're doing this for illustration, but if you're trying to do merchandise and make them into stickers, it's best not to make it bring down the opacity in the background. Okay, got it. It'll be distracting. Also making okay, illustration looks more upright. That's why I first filled the Japanese character. I checked the silhouette. You can make the silhouette more complex by creating gaps or adding exaggerated protrusions, so we can give it a try. Protrusions. I guess things sticking out. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Points introduced this time are useful for only creating something illustrations, but also creating a single piece illustration, so you can give it a try. Okay. Create a rough draft. Create a rough draft with 2 points. 2 points in mind. When coming up with ideas, I roughly decide to create kind of position. And okay. So we're going to use the molding method, which we technically did. We just molded a shape, and then we have to use the shape to our advantage. Okay, how can we make that work? Okay, so if I were to, fuck, how am I supposed to do this? Alright, so I'll use a purple so we can see it more. So, so what would be in this space? Maybe a dude on a computer? Like, ugh. Okay. Okay, maybe. Bro on his gaming computer, I guess? That could make sense, right? And then what's over his head? Maybe the lights? Or... Alright, something. Alright. Okay. Maybe a doggy can be in here or something? I don't know, a cat. Alright, no. Let's put it.
Dandy at Astro said, wow, that looks cool.
Okay, and put a little kitty. The kitty's in the trash. He's playing in the trash when he shouldn't be. And then, thank you. Okay. I'm trying to think. The gaming rig will be somewhere here. What should be in this space? I don't know what should be in this.
Leo said hello.
Oh, maybe this should be the window? Hello, Leo.
Leo said hi.
Hello. Put this here. This makes sense. Nice gaming chair.
El Papu said Porfian.
Okay, and then we'll put this here. Huh. Okay. Okay.
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
Why is that song playing in my head? I don't know why it keeps playing in my head. I didn't even hear it recently, but it's playing in my head all of a sudden. Let's see. I feel like this space should be. I think this space should be used for something. Is this like a maybe a window, or maybe I should put a. I don't know. Fucking.
It's Sami. Said hello.
Hey Simon, what's going on? Maybe just a poster. Yeah, maybe a poster should be there. They have their chat here, and then they have their main screen here.
It's Sami. Asks what you drawing?
I'm doing a study, both for perspective composition and something I wanted to try for the longest while now. That could work, but I don't know. It could be presented a lot easier. Come on, bro. Let me see. I need to... Okay. The cat. Little kitten in the trash. And I guess they'll be like
It's Sami. Said I really don't like studying loudly crying face emoji.
I'm just thinking how I feel. I still have to teach this. You don't like studying. Imagine I have to study it and after you teach it, and then explain it in a way for you guys to understand. I'll put some cans here, some soda cans. Soda. Okay. The cat has like a banana on its head.
It's Sami. Said him too broke. I use her video to help.
I understand.
But Rick's official said be a support hero today by using commands like /donation.
Okay, so this is a bit of a I don't know. This is an idea, but this is not gonna be the full-fledged idea I had in mind. It's just something that as a form of practice. Okay. We have the gamer chair here. Right. I think it's a bit too low, but
it's Sami. Said many screens indeed.
So he has 1, 2, 3. He has his chat screen here, his regular screen here, and then he has another screen up here, and then he has both 4 screens. Okay, we have the kitty cat right here. And he has a little bit of banana over his head, a banana peel, and a few sodas around him because this is the trash can. Shouldn't be in there, but he's in there. Alright. We got the poster on the wall. I don't know if you know about the poster part. Make it work.
It's Sami. Said very rich indeed, disguised face emoji.
Let me see. Erase that. Okay, we got our poster. The character might be playing a game. Maybe he's playing Overwatch or League. I'll probably make it about League. Or maybe Marvel Rivals. I'll pick one of those later. Okay, so we initially have an idea, but I think there could be more to this space we can use. I'm trying to figure out some things that he might have. We have the cat, the poster, but I feel like it's too... I don't think it's too much, but then again, I don't think it's not enough at the same time. Get the initial idea. And then... Okay. Okay, so we can kind of see it now. We can kind of see the idea that's happening here. That's when we can do it. Rose like.
Lil Bub said, do you remember me from yesterday, the guy that said he was on multiple watch lists?
I remember someone saying that. I don't remember their name, but if that was you, what's up? Okay. So we have an idea what our character is. And the kitten's happy. He's having fun in the trash. Stay out of that. Okay. Oh, that's what they meant by the depth part. Okay. That's what they meant. Well, no, I knew what they meant, but now I see what they're talking about. If it has more depth, as in, like, you can see the 3D sides of it. Okay. Gives it more life, or at least it gives it more of a 3D feel. Okay. Okay, that's the form of placement we have there.
MeGirl1977 said hi.
Hey, me girl, what's going on? My girl. Is it me girl or my girl? Who is my girl? It's my girl.
動画をきっかけにイラストを楽しんでいただけたなんて嬉しい限りだな。
レイヤー構成についてはこんな感じです。プロクリエイトはレイヤー数に限りがあるため、時々レイヤーを統合しながら書き進めています。2つ目のマシュマロです。ありがとうございます。作風とか気に入っていただけてとっても嬉しいです。パースの勉強法については、これらの本を参考に、ひたすら背景イラストを描くという形で勉強していました。背景描き始めの頃は今回紹介したビネットイラストや一点通しのイラストなど、比較的簡単に描けるものから、徐々に二点通しや三点通し、坂道のパースに挑戦していったという感じです。
習うようになれろっていう感じだな。
せやねん。知識を身につけてそれを実践していけば、だんだんとわかるようになると思います。最初はできなくて当然なので、あまり難しく考えすぎずに、ぜひ楽しみながら挑戦してみてください。というか地味にしじみも未だにパースを完璧に理解できているわけではないので頑張っていきたいです。最後のマシュマロです。初マロありがとうございます。
ねっぷりも楽しんでいただけたようで何よりだぞ。
構図とアングル決めは、イラスト、漫画のための構図の描画教室、ミニ帳という書籍が参考になると思います。実用例付きでいろんな構図について解説されているので、自分のイラストにその構図法をどう落とし込めばいいのかもわかりやすいですし、あまり見たことのない構図法も多数紹介されていましたので、新鮮な気持ちで読むことができると思います。
概要欄に URL を貼っておいたからぜひチェックしてみてくれ。
イラストが完成しました。ちょっと気に入っていない部分も多いですが、キャラがかっこよく描けたのでよしとしましょう。いかがだったでしょうか？皆さんいい感じのイラストが完成しましたでしょうか？もしイラストが完成しましたら、ぜひ地味にしじみのコミュニティにご投稿ください。見に行きたいと思います。
コミュニティへの投稿について、現時点で YouTube アプリからしか投稿できないみたいだから、投稿する際は注意してくれ。
また、今回思うようにイラストが描けなかったとしてもあまり落ち込まないでください。地味にしじみ。
So that's gonna be far from, you know. But I'll look at more videos on this very thing later. But I think initially we'll run with this idea for now. I think we did our job for today. Ugh, I'm tired. Okay. Okay, so like, I'm gonna let you guys go. I was gonna play video games, but this took a lot more time than I thought. So I'm gonna let you guys go. If I'm home tomorrow, then we can just play a game. I think I'll just jump into playing video games. I don't know if we're gonna play Silk Song or not. If we do, we do. If we don't, we'll play just what we normally play. So with that said, have a great night. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate the patience for those who actually sat here and watched this. I was actually surprised that most of you did, or a good some of you did sit here and watch most of this, or was listening to this. I'm actually quite impressed by that.
Mike has said, alright, I'm back, what I miss.
Oh shit, I was gonna play, I'm getting off now, and I just told everyone we're not playing game because I didn't know you was gonna be back, so. Too late now. So if tomorrow, if you're home, if I'm home, we'll play game. If not, then, you know, I was gonna play game today, but.
Dandy at Astro said I did.
So. You did? Oh, you did. You watched? Thanks, Andy. I appreciate it. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night. Keep safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If I'm home tomorrow, if I'm not, then I'll see you guys
Dandy at Astro said I stayed.
Alright, later guys. Have a great night and all that great stuff. I appreciate it. Says I stayed. Thanks, Dan. Alright, I'm out. Bye-bye, guys. Keep safe.